What's up, Lorehounds? It's Cooper here inside the Square Enix booth. I'm actually here with Eric Micah from Psyonix. We're checking out Nosgoth, which is a third-person combat game. You guys might relate it a little bit to the MOBA stylings just because it is very PvP heavy.
Yes.
Actually, probably one of the biggest selling points that I've seen is very asymmetrical in your combat.
Yeah.
So before we get into actual details though, this is actually Legacy of Kain revisited here.
Yeah. For those that are familiar with the story, there was like a 1,000-year period where nothing was really touched on. There was kind of like almost like an unknown period of the history. So all the major players, Kain and Raziel, were gone from the storyline. So it fits in perfectly where we're able to kind of fill in some of the gaps of that story, kind of tell some of what happened while everyone was away. But it also, all the heroes, of the story were gone. So we were able to, in this case, make a game where all the vampires are like an elite squadron of vampires, but all the humans are elites, and no one is more powerful, no hero characters. So it's something where, it's perfect for a PvP game where everyone's kind of on equal footing.
And fleshed it out through the story. I mean, you fleshed out, I think you have 4 classes here for each side.
2 more on the way, 1 for human, 1 for vampire.
And so we actually just went through, played one of the first maps. Tight battles, there was some distance shooting and stuff. The vampires are flying above, we're picking them off as humans in the air. Yeah. But to say this gameplay is asymmetrical is maybe misleading. Like, there is no ability or item or just standard white damage that you do as one side that you do as the other. So how do you end up balancing that as far as PvP?
It's really tough. So it's something where, we talk to the players that are new to the game that maybe have never played a Legacy of Kain game before. Maybe they've never played a game like this before. What is it that they find is imbalanced? And I mean, the asymmetry side of it is extremely tough because you don't want it to be where everyone feels, oh, vampires are always going to own or humans are always going to own, because then it's just not fun. So it's a constant balance for us of always watching streams, always talking to the people in the forums. What are you seeing happen a lot? What do we need to improve on? And that's part of the joy of it being like a live game, is that we can kind of slowly adjust numbers as it needs to go.
As a metric show. So one of the ways you actually do it is you do 5-on-5 vampires humans, and then you flop sides.
Right.
Are you concerned at all, like, the rage quit in the middle of that, and now the person ends up never playing the vampire, where maybe they have an edge in that map, but you won't know because you're so pissed off that you just got schooled?
Yeah, we've seen some rage quitting, but I mean that's multiplayer gaming, So, but I mean, I don't want to make light of it. It is something we have to watch for. So if there is something, and we've seen stuff like that before, where we'll release like a new ability, and we'll see that suddenly everyone's using it. All the metrics are showing. There's a lot of kills, with that.
I mean, the basic combat is very smooth, very easy to play. It's not stuttery. You get a kill when you expect it. I mean, besides the lag that I had a little bit of, whatever. But you mentioned that there's, tons of stuff still in the works. So
yes.
How far along is Nosgoth?
We're still actually in closed beta, which can actually kind of do us damage sometimes because people will see it and they'll actually think that it's further along. So our intention from the beginning was, even when we released an alpha, we didn't want it to be this quarter of the way finished product. So the core gameplay has been there since alpha. We're in the closed beta now. I think we went into alpha maybe a year or so ago. So it was something where, as it's kind of developed, we're adding more and more things, but we're really working to refine the core gameplay.
So, Lawrence, don't worry, we do have beta key access. I'm going to try and just go steal a whole stack while he's not looking.
We have time.
We'll see how I can do there.
Yeah.
But is there any kind of time frame, even for open beta?
We are aiming currently for winter.
Okay.
Winter's coming. So, that is when we're hoping that we can have like the majority of the esports stuff in there, private matchmaking, because a lot of the people that are really into esports want their scrimmages against each other, so we want to encourage that as much as we can. But those are really big systems. We want to do a brand new matchmaking system with a lot of like Dota 2 style matchmaking. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that we have. So right now we're aiming for winter, and I think we're on pretty good track.
And one last thing, because it wasn't clear in any way, the price point on this.
Free to play.
Free to play.
Very,
so what's the monetization then?
We're trying to go kind of the model style of a lot of the free-to-play games that we like. Like, I play Path of Exile a lot, and the only stuff that they sell is just cosmetic stuff. So, you know, we have those things in there, like all your base abilities you can use from the beginning levels all the way to end cap if that's what works for you. We don't want it to be like the intro abilities are the garbage ones, and oh, I gotta go spend 15 bucks. Like, no one wants that. That'll make people quit faster than anything. So the stuff that you can buy like only with real money are the things like skins, you know, that don't make a difference. They just make you look cooler.
All right, so Nosgoth, we're gonna get open betas sometime in the winter, hopefully, but you may just be lucky enough to get one of our closed beta keys. So, you know, give it a whirl. We'll be giving them out through Twitter, Facebook, and all that stuff. Probably pick it up on our Twitch as well. All right, thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.